before signing with AEW.
Jay White, lean, sinewy. Hangman Adam Page, muscular and powerful. Somewhat of a clash of styles.
Switchblade Jay White cinched in that tight side headlock, and fans, DraftKings is an official partner of AEW right now. All customers can join a free-to-play pool for tonight's AEW World Championship main event featuring Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. Simply answer questions about the main event and get enough right to earn your share of $10,000 in prizes. Download the DraftKings app right now, sign up with promo code AEW, and play free with an official partner of All Elite Wrestling. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Something like that, Nigel. A couple of chops and they kick to the knee.
Yeah, smart. You hit someone in the chest, they're going to expect another one. They cover up there,
right.
You open up somewhere else.
Jay White going down awkwardly, clutching his left ankle, and Hangman Adam Page saw that. And almost the inverse of the match between Hangman and Switchblade last month, where Jay White saw the evidence of a knee injury on Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White seized on that.
He just saw that in the prior match. Mercedes Moné was able to capitalize on an injury to her challenger. Oftentimes adaptability, and when an opportunity presents itself, you better take it. The vicious Hangman Adam Page. We call this a grudge match. Every time Adam Page is in the ring, it's a grudge match.
And Tony, with those wrestling boots of Switchblade Jay White, I mean, there's nothing there to protect that outside of the ankle. It's a thin layer of leather and nothing else.
And you can hear the thud, and that thud was not the boot, that was the ankle.
Now Hangman chopping down with that elbow and just punching the ankle. Nothing technical about it.
Sound strategy.
And Nigel, I think this is a very different tone to this grudge match than many were expecting.
Yeah, potentially, and I think the way that Hangman Adam Page is so methodical now that he has an advantage. There's a pause, there's a deliberation. The former AEW World Champion Adam Page, who's been in some of the most brutal and violent conflicts. Former AEW Swerve Strickland, who we will see in action, gets a debuting Bobby Lashley later tonight. Satan felt the ire of the Hangman.
Well, Hangman getting in the face of referee Paul Turner. He needs to be careful here.
One leg, man, he's chopping away. I love it.
But Nigel, hard to generate quite as much torque, quite as much power with an injury to their ankle.
Yeah, we know the base. There's a cover.
Belly suplex. Jay White kicking out immediately.
Long night.
Hey, you mentioned, Nigel, about Hangman being a former world champion. He's also a former world tag team champ with Kenny Omega. It's one of the greatest runs we've had in tag team wrestling.
I don't think there could be any argument that Hangman Adam Page, one of the men that helped put AEW on the map in the early days.
Oh, look at that.
The old angle to the left ankle.
A grotesque angle for the ankle of Switchblade Jay White to be bending at. And you know, as we mentioned, the undisclosed injury to the Guns, it's a bad time for the Bang Bang Gang to be at anything less than full strength.
But we saw him earlier tonight. Juice Robinson, almost, I don't see him at ringside, fellas, conspicuous by his absence. I think that's a lot of faith, perhaps. But Jay White can do this on his own, perhaps. I don't know.
I mean, think about the career record of these two men. Switchblade Jay White holding a 4-1 advantage. And it's only because of the actions of Christian Cage. Jay White, though, a drop kick to the front of the knee. The knee that had been injured. And now Jay White looking to pick apart the Hangman.
And I could see this very quickly turning into a war of attrition between these two warriors. Jabs and that chop echoing through the arena.
Jay White sent hard to the corner, but the elbow sent hard to the jaw of Hangman Adam Page. And Jay looking maybe for a DDT. Hangman did not avoid that one. Jay White, far leg is hooked. Hangman able to kick out.
That was pure quickness from Jay White.
Smooth as silk, but you see there, White grabbing at the left ankle.
And it speaks to the type of athlete that Jay White is, that even with that ankle injury, able to bring that speed, that fluidity, even at this stage of the match and after all that much punishment.
It's adaptability and reflex as well. Nice back body drop from Page. Very awkward landing there from White. Oftentimes you get back dropped, you try and land as flat as you can to take away some of the impact. I think you can see there, Jay White tried to turn to one side to protect his ankle.
And now, Jay White in the oh, Jay White's ankle clipped that middle rope on that fallaway slam of Hangman Adam Page.
I don't know if Hangman designed that way or not, but if so, it was perfect.
As we mentioned, Hangman Adam Page, former AEW World Tag Team Champion, former AEW World Champion, one of the most cerebral wrestlers we have in our locker room. But Jay White, as we've talked about many, many times, a defensive mastermind, a master counter wrestler, but it's easier to do when you don't have a significant ankle injury.
Now Prince Virginia native Adam Page not garnering much of a response, positive response at least here.
And digging his teeth into the face of Switchblade Jay White, Hangman Adam Page. Jay White perched precariously on the ropes.
And Jay's got to try to fight him off here, but I don't know if he can.
Oh boy.
He's in too much pain.
There we go.
Hangman could be looking for that. Yeah. Oh, what a slam!
Cover him up. Could be the moment.
And now the leg hooked and Jay White able to kick out.
Well, we've seen it so many times. We continue to see it through the matches that we have, not only on pay-per-view, but of course on Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage. Sometimes athletes just will themselves to continue the fight. It's amazing. It blows me away that what we just saw Jay White take, the pain he's gone through, and he still fights through it.
Certainly comes down to willpower and soul, how much you want it. You can train in the gym and almost in the ring as much as you want. At some point in the match, it just comes down to your DNA.
Jay White slips off the apron and now looking to attack the knee of Hangman Adam Page.
And White put so much into that, either his leg gave way or he slipped.
What's up, Frank?
Jay White, he's throwing his entire body into it. His ankle, Jay White's ankle, is giving way underneath him, it appears.
Trying to put this on even ground now with a bad wheel on one man, maybe now on another.
I've got to try to end it quickly. That's what I would do at this stage when you're hurt.
Right.
Start taking some risks.
Like right now.
Look, with a bad leg, this is a big risk. Quid pro quo.
You saw Jay White lift up that left ankle, trying to adjust his relieve some pressure. And the superplex, and you saw Hangman, after the impact, immediately clutching that leg, but the cover.
You know, a lot of times wrestlers will push off from the top turnbuckle on that avalanche or that superplex. Jay did not do that. He just kind of dropped down, and it may have had an effect on that pin.
It allowed, Jay White allowed gravity to do the hard work there, so to speak.
Instead of pushing off. He had to.
Jay White.
There we go.
It was going to make for a great buster, but Hangman Adam Page is throwing his body into that left leg of the Switchblade. Now Hangman Fireman's
There you go.
Jay White returns a chop block of his own.
It has become that war of attrition that I've feared. Page, who's well known for his flipping lariat, the buckshot lariat, wouldn't surprise me, and maybe not even a bad decision to try for a figure four leg lock.
Well, Hangman that time might have tried to get Jay White up, could not. That led to the chop block, and now a big smile on the face of Jay White because he knows he's even the field here a little bit.
Two men, and only two good legs between them.
Just about to say, another man capable of stringing together successive shots with Hangman. Got 3 in a row right there. Jay White, though, returns with 2 chops to the chest. But Each chop, Nigel, a lunging chop.
Yep, not able to plant the damaged left ankle.
Oh, wow, you could hear that one. Look at the face of Hangman.
Jay White, great anticipation, driving down Hangman, using Hangman's momentum against him, and now Jay White, the waist lock, German suplex, can fall out two.
It's amazing that Jay White even got him up and over.
And Nigel, walk us through Jay White, the bridge on the German suplex, but he had to adjust the footing on that left leg.
Yeah, with the damage, had to change the angle slightly so there wasn't as much pressure on the left knee, but right now...
Liger bomb from Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White
just casually moved the right shoulder over.
Case in point there, to the details, to the technicality. You have to have something holding a shoulder down unless you've knocked someone out cold.
Right. And Tony Schiavone, a couple minutes ago, you mentioned the action that AEW fans can see on TNT and TBS coming up Wednesday, January 1st. AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen, the mother of all simulcasts, live on TBS as well as Max, starting January 1st, 2025.
It's a new era in AEW, and thank you very much for being along on the ride with us. It's been great. Boy, what 2025 has in store for us.
2025 and beyond, but what does Hangman Adam Page have in store for Switchblade Jay White? Something sinister.
Or deny, perhaps.
But Jay White hanging on to that top rope, freeing his grip. Jay White, he likes that half and half suplex. Hangman, full extension on that leg for the boot. But now, Hangman coming down on the back of his head.
Roll him in the ring now. Come on. Well, he can't do it. Look at this.
Of course he can't do it. The left ankle and leg of Jay White is almost spent. You said it with such ease, Tony, as it was like a walk in the park.
It was anything but a walk in the park, Nigel.
And the victory on it, Tony Schiavone continues. Jay White here, pushing his opponent.
Disaster for Hangman. Throwing that lariat attempt out of sheer desperation. Jay White, as we mentioned, the counter wrestling, almost peerless. And Jay White showing it right there with great effect.
I took a look at the ring, saw how far it was, opted to try to break the count. I realised this is going to need a little bit more time on the outside.
He tells the referee, come on with me.
Yeah, count, breaking the count reset.
Transformation only in the ring. So I wonder why White needs the official on the outside putting him for the stretch counting.
Jay White, wait a second. You see that knee breaker on the stage. He said no, Hangman.
He gouged the eyes, didn't he?
The left knee gave way. Ooh, that left ankle.
It could have been a little from column A, a little from column B as Jay White clutching that left leg. Hangman Adam Page. Self-preservation on full display by Hangman.
I don't think we're surprised at all about the physicality of this matchup. It's living up to the billing.
The late great Gordon Soley has called professional wrestling the human game of chess. And if so, both these men are down to the final kings and queens, perhaps.
It's going to break an ankle.
Jay White, the leg, the ankle wedged between the barricades, and Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page, since that rivalry began with Swerve Strickland more than a year ago, he's a man unhinged.
Ankle lock on the outside.
But it's on the outside now. The match cannot be won, as referee Paul Turner reminding Hangman, but Hangman, I think, content just to punish the Switchblade.
Who cares about winning or losing? The damage that could be done to the already injured left leg of White is the official now.
As Jay White just
Up to floor.
Look at Jay White trying to get back in the ring.
trying to crawl to the ring for some relief.
I'm just trying to get away from the ankle lock.
Well, you would think that he would just say, okay, I've had enough here, right? I mean, how much more can Jay White take? But he wants to get in the damn ring.
Oh, Hangman. That was Hangman's plan. Under the ring, Jay White surges in to beat the count.
Oh, but look where Hangman Adam Page is.
Yeah, he's poised. You are right, Nigel.
What is he poised for, Tony?
Yeah, for the buckshot, Larry. That's exactly what he wants.
Oh, the world can see it. But what about Jay White?
Oh, Hangman Adam Page looking for the buckshot lariat.
No, not the roll-up. Instead, the ankle lock this time in the ring. Can Jay White endure much more?
Yeah, you got to.
The hand on the rope to force the break. Hangman dragging Jay White to center, and now the stomps with the ankle lock cinched in.
Paul Turner allowing this to continue after Jay White got to the ropes.
Jay White rolled through. Hangman allowed the momentum to carry him to the apron. A grazing blow on that elbow strike, but damage was done, and enough damage was done as Jay White dragon screw in the ropes.
With the damage to the left knee now of Hangman Adam Page, I don't think he can land that buckshot lariat. I think he'll buckle.
The waist lock attempted by Jay White. Swing and a miss, back elbow. Catching Jay White again. Half and half suplex blocked. Escaped out by Ship. Unavoidable. Cover. 2 and 3. No. Wow.
Another close call. Page just slipping the left arm, but Jay White ready for it. No.
The Blade Runner.
There we go again.
Avoided as Hangman. Returning to the ankle lock, not a typical part of his repertoire, but one extremely effective here tonight.
Absolutely, you gotta do what you can to win a match.
But Jay White reversing.
Creative submission attempt from White. Can't see from our viewpoint exactly what it is or where the pressure is, but look at the face
Almost
of Adam Page.
looks like an inverted figure 4 attacking that injured leg of Hangman Adam Page.
It's working on the right knee, it appears.
And we'll get another shot as certainly Page now inching towards the bottom rope. Fingertips away.
There it is. Oh.
What a game of strategy this match has been. Back and forth, quid pro quo. The left ankle, the shin of White, the left knee of Adam Page.
Boy, stomping on the... Look at this. He can't get away from it. As much as he wants to get away from pressure on that ankle, he cannot get away from Hangman.
Once you've had an injury and it's as clear as day to your opponent, there may as well be a bullseye on it.
Big,
Again.
big dragon screw. Great counter.
Wait a second.
Boy, did he connect with that.
Jay White was moving with purpose, but this time was Hangman Adam Page. The great anticipation.
It was Page's damaged knee that landed when he gave the dead eye as well.
That is a great point, Nigel. You are right.
Paused. Oh, wait a second. Followed up for a second attempt.
A second. Jay White goes down. Perhaps for the counter. 2.
And you can see the pain on the face of Hangman here, and it's from what you said, Nigel.
He just
Landing on the
gritted
knee.
it out, the adrenaline driving through, but he is willing to absorb punishment. I talked about it earlier. Some of the incredibly brutal matches that he had with Swerve Strickland. This man has an almost superhuman pain tolerance. He's having to use the ropes now, Tony, to put himself back to his feet.
I don't know what... He's trying to time this. There you go.
Oh, putting himself in position. Let's see it.
Oh, Hangman Adam Page. Oh, looking for Blade Runner.
Jay White reverses. Counter to the counter to the counter. Back in the ankle lock. Jay White, a desperate grasp for the rope.
Blade Runner.